Hey there folks, it's Yat Kean here from Trend Ground. Alright, so in this review video, I'm going to be featuring this Xiaomi 13 Ultra in Malaysia. After a couple of weeks of using this device, I find this device is definitely producing some mind-blowing mobile photography and videography as well. So let's not waste any more time and let's talk about this Xiaomi 13 Ultra. The first category I want to highlight on this review video for the Xiaomi 13 Ultra is definitely the cameras itself. Let's go quickly on its camera specification first. So on the rear, you have a quad camera setup. All four cameras are using 15 megapixel sensor from the ultra wide camera, the main camera, the 3.2x optical zoom telephoto camera, and also the 5x optical zoom periscope camera as well. And for the selfie camera here, it's actually using a 32 megapixel selfie shooter over here. Now, in terms of photography and videography, this Xiaomi 13 Ultra just definitely blew my mind out. You can choose from the Leica effect, the Leica authentic or Leica vibrant. All the photos I'm shooting in is in Leica vibrant, and I noticed that the photos are really nice. But if you want a really neutral tone, I highly suggest go for the Leica authentic. But I think most of the general users, they will be preferring the Leica vibrant on this Xiaomi 13 Ultra. So let's talk about the photography in the camera section. Main sensor, usually it delivers the best photography experience, but I do notice that it usually comes in a little bit underexposed, especially when the lighting situation is not so good. So you just merely need to tap and focus onto the subject, and then the photo will be much more brightened back up to its accurate lighting condition. But that is just a minor thing. Most of the time, I think you will be doing a lot of adjustment or perhaps shooting in the manual mode as well. And as for the ultra wide camera, yeah, the colors are always nice, very poppy as well. And comparing back to the main camera photos, definitely I noticed it usually produces better looking shots for me, quite surprisingly. And the other two telephoto cameras, wow, they are really good. You basically are being covered at a variety of range with the telephoto cameras. The 3.2x, wow, capture amazing shots very fast, but the photos do look a little bit more contrasty compared back to the main sensor, the main camera sensor. And for the 5x telephoto camera, I think that is a really good telephoto camera as well. I don't notice any significant color shift when you are shifting from the when you're zooming from the 3.2x zoom to the 5x zoom. And as for the videography category, this Xiaomi 13 Ultra rear cameras is capable to capture up to 8K 24 frames per second on all its camera. That is amazing. However, the front-facing camera only able to shoot up to 1080p 60 frames per second video. So I do definitely wish the front-facing camera could shoot up to 4K video. But it is what it is. So you most likely, if you are doing a lot of vlog in 4K, you just have to rely with the rear cameras. So if you are able to live with that, then I think the videography experience here is going to be tremendous for you as the user. Okay. Once again, pretty much same with the photography area. The video output is quite nice. The main camera usually delivers the best video output. Same goes like the ultra wide camera as well. If you really need to shoot a really huge field of view, the ultra wide camera nails it most of the time. And the two telephoto cameras, they are really a huge help, especially when you are doing a lot of media work or you want to shoot some subject. Yeah, the ability for you to zoom in is much needed. And all the video samples I'm showing here is being shot in 4K 30 frames per second, which helps you to optimize lens switching from all the 4 lenses. However, if you are moving away from the 4K 30 frames per second, maybe you want to shoot in 4K 60 frames per second, you are unable to do the lens switching. Overall, the videography experience from this Xiaomi 13 Ultra delivers a really one-of-a-kind cinematic feel. Somehow, when you shoot with these rear cameras over here, mind-blowing quality. It's always exceptionally great. So I don't think my words are able to elaborate how is the video quality looks like. So check out the samples.
Flagship X is 94,800.
Even on his relatively poor days, and he's not had an answer to Fermi now again here this afternoon, Acosta is still going to finish a comfortable second. He would take it level, he would equal the record for the most Moto2 podiums in a single season. It would be podium number 14 of the season for Pedro Acosta. Still 2 more opportunities to take that record outright for himself. Acosta just gives you absolutely nothing. And on a day when Tony Arbolino has found himself guilty of some ill fortune, it wasn't his fault on me.
Okay, so the cameras are done. Let's talk about the design of this Xiaomi 13 Ultra. So at the back, you have a false leather back cover here. And the phone has a slight slant from the camera bump itself, as you can watch over here. So this will allows you to have like an easy gripping when you are taking photos with this Xiaomi 13 Ultra. It's really convenient. And not only that, on the top, because of the curved screen and the bottom also, the back cover here is also have a curved sides. This just really allows a really easy ergonomics for long period of gripping this smartphone. Overall, the build design is pretty much straightforward. You have a power button, volume rocker flush to the right side. On the left side, there's nothing much. On top, you have a IR blaster with the speaker grill. And then at the bottom, you have the SIM card slot, USB Type-C charging port, and also the speaker grills as well. One thing to note as well, this camera bump is really huge. So for those who doesn't like huge camera bump, you should consider about this device properly before you want to get one. And if you do able to live with it, I highly recommend you to get a casing as well, because this guy just won't lie flat because of the camera bump itself. So it's better to get a casing to elevate it and make it flat on a surface. Now let's talk about the performance on this Xiaomi 13 Ultra. Powering this device is the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset over here, and can be paired along up to 16 gigs of RAM and 1 terabyte of internal storage. However, for the Malaysian market, it only comes in one specification, which is the 12 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of internal storage. For me, I think this specification is pretty much good, And if you are going to be using it a lot for maybe taking a lot of photos, videos, I think 512 gigabytes of internal storage is pretty much sufficient enough. And meanwhile, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset with the 12 gigs of RAM on this review unit over here is plentiful fast for any demanding task you want to throw onto it. Be it whether you want to render videos, doing other productivity works, or mobile gaming as well. And speaking of mobile gaming, this guy here totally able to cope up with all the demanding mobile gaming titles such as Genshin Impact with settings up to 60 frames per second in the higher settings. This guy runs without any issue, and you're definitely going to enjoy it because it has a really huge OLED display as well. So I also need to talk about the software over here. So it's running MIUI 14 over here. You can pause to check out what's the version. I'm going to be kind of lazy to like reading out each of the number and the coding. But it's basically using the MIUI Global 14.0.5 over here. And the Android version over here is actually Android 13. I'm not too sure when Xiaomi is going to release a Android 14 on this device, so you have to stay tuned for that. I would say that the MIUI 14 is quite pretty much straightforward. To be honest, I'm actually quite okay with any kind of Android manufacturer that creates their own OS onto it. It's easy to use, pretty much straightforward. But if you want me to be nitpicking, it's definitely that there are some bloatware as well on this device. Just a little bit of bloatware, not too bad as compared to some of their entry-level mid-range smartphones. Okay, so definitely you have all these kind of like booking.com over here, get apps, yeah, there are just like some of the minor bloatware onto it, but overall the feel of the MIUI 14, especially like the animation, is very smooth. Okay, so as you can see, it's very smooth. The scrolling action, everything looks solid, silky smooth. That's one good area. So up next, let's talk about the display and the audio category for this Xiaomi 13 Ultra. For me, I think the 6.73 inches LTPO AMOLED display over here is one of the best display for a flagship smartphone. So it supports up to 120Hz refresh rate, HDR10+, Dolby Vision, and the peak brightness over here is up to 2600 nits. So that is really bright for outdoor sunny areas to view on. And for the colors on this display, I think they are quite vividful as well. Later I'm going to show you a video clip. I'm going to play a video on this display over here and test out the speakers as well. So speaking on the speakers itself, it is using a stereo speakers that supports Dolby Atmos as well. And the speakers themselves are actually really loud. The bass and the clarity, I think it's more towards to the clarity. It's really great. So let's check out the YouTube video over here. So with the maximum volume over here. So this video I'm playing is in 4K right now. Okay. Today's device featuring the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE. So I'm Yat Kean here for Trendgraph, and in this video, so you can watch from this clip here, the display and the speakers themselves are truly tremendously great pairing for entertainment on the go and also mobile gaming as well. Last but not least, let's talk about the battery performance on this Xiaomi 13 Ultra. So the Xiaomi 13 Ultra is using a 5000 milliamp battery over here that supports 90 watt wired fast charging, and for wireless charging it supports up to 50 watt wireless charging. I think it's plentiful fast. If you're using the wired charge method, it's going to charge to 100% in 35 minutes as claimed by Xiaomi themselves. And if you're using the wireless charging, yeah, you can get 100% in 49 minutes with that 50 watt wireless charging. For me, I think it's already plentiful fast enough. So if you're going to use maybe a slightly slower fast charging on this device, maybe perhaps the 65 watt charging adapter is still pretty fast to charge. To be honest, in modern smartphone, if the device is able to charge up to 100% within an hour, I'm considering it to be really fast. And yeah, I will have to say this guy here is pretty much charged very quick. And for the battery performance over here, over the 2 weeks of using it, I noticed that it will able to last you throughout the whole entire day without any issues. So I have like been shooting a lot of photos, taking a lot of 4K videos during in one session. I do notice the battery drop like from 100% to 70% during that 1 hour of taking a lot of like 1 or 2 hours of taking photos and videos. So I think the performance here is really good. And if you want to use it for content consumption, maybe perhaps to watch your streaming apps on the go with this device, yeah, it's pretty much energy saving device over here. So you don't really need to keep on charging it frequently in a day. And you don't have to worry if you need to charge it up, because the charging adapter is also included in the box as well. So if you're going to purchase one of this Xiaomi 13 Ultra, you don't have to worry in the battery department. Alright, so it's time to wrap things up on this Xiaomi 13 Ultra review with my final verdict. So this is the device in Malaysia. When it was launched, it was put at a recommended retail price of 5,199 ringgit Malaysia for this 12 gigs of RAM and 512 gigabytes of internal storage. But I did do some research on the current pricing. As of now, in the November 2023, there are some retailers are providing some discounts on this device. So you go and do a research if you want to have the best saving for this Xiaomi 13 Ultra. Now, coming back to this device, I think overall, if you want the ultimate experience for a mobile photography and videography, this Xiaomi 13 Ultra would not be disappointing you. I highly recommend you to get this if you want the best Android flagship device that provides the best mobile photography and videography. For sure, there are some certain caveats, such as the front-facing camera is only capable of recording up to 1080p 60 frames per second, which is quite a bummer for those who wants to do a vlog using the Xiaomi 13 Ultra. But hey, if you can live with its minor caveat, I think you are going to love this device. Mainly this device, I really hardly able to find much to nitpick with, to be honest, during these 2 weeks of experiencing it. Truly tremendous device, I will have to say that. And if you want me to give a rating for this device, I'll give it a high rating of 9 out of 10. Seriously, this is a serious flagship smartphone. And if you are someone that is really optimizing the photography and videography, this is the device for you to get. However, I don't recommend those people that is not actually using fully of its mobile photography and videography prowess, yeah, you don't get this device, then yeah, you definitely going to shoot a lot of photos and videos with this device once you purchase it. Okay, so yeah, that's all I want to say about this Xiaomi 13 Ultra. Truly tremendous, blow my mind every time. Yeah, so special shout out thanks to Xiaomi Malaysia for providing this loan review unit. However, this is not a paid content, therefore whatever I'm saying here is based on my 2 weeks of experiencing it. There is no creative input, no final approval is needed from the brand. They are watching it at the same time. Okay, and hey, if you are still new to the YouTube channel, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you find the contents are really good, really awesome, it's going to help a lot for the channel to grow as well. And please do follow us on the social media accounts and head to the website to read all the articles as well. All the links to the website and the social media is down below in the description. Please go ahead, go and support us. And if you want to give a super thanks, I'll make a thank you for you in advance right now. Okay, so I'm Yat Kean from Trend Ground. Hopefully to see you guys on the next content. All right, bye.